And welcome to Harrah's Cherokee Casino Resort. We are here for the final day of the American Cornhole League's Championships of Bags. This is the hottest cornhole action you will find anywhere going right now. We have seen some of the best players in the world, and we have already had great days of coverage, great tournaments so far. I'm Ryan Alessio. I'm with Chris Meacham. How about this tournament so far?
Well, we've already crowned the How About You crowd from Kentucky as the Crew Cup champions, and we have crowned the doubles champion yesterday with Damon Dennis and Philip Hayden, who walked through the field of 64 and dominated and won without losing a match. And so now we're ready for the singles.
I'm excited for the singles competition. I think it's going to be great because you don't have a partner. It's one versus all. So singles might be a little different. So tell us about maybe some strategy or what you're doing when you don't have a partner when you're playing cornhole.
Well, you're going to slow play. You're going to take people. You're going to take their time a little bit more than you used to. You're not going to fast play because somebody's going to react, and you want to slow it down a little bit. Get your rhythm together and take his away, and it's really going to be a exciting thing to watch because it's one-on-one. There's no help. You have to do your own. You're going to see some more timeouts. You're going to see people looking at the bag a little bit more than we did yesterday, but it's going to be so exciting. I can't wait to get to it. I got a couple of guys I'm looking for too.
Can't wait to hear about that.
I got a couple of guys.
Let's take a look at that 64-team tournament and how this works.
Well, you're going to have 64 single players start off with. The top 32 will be in the money, and we're talking $25,000 paid out. It's going to be a double elimination tournament, one game only. You lose in the winner's bracket, you go down to the loser's bracket, and if you lose in the loser's bracket, you go home. But if you keep winning, you could be on that main stage fighting for the big chunk of $25,000.
And we're taking a look now at the main stage. We got Smokey Bolen versus Daniel McClain going on right now. The score is 15-12 as we join them in progress. And if you want to keep track, Daniel McClain's wearing the gray shirt, Smokey Bolen in the black t-shirt. Like I said, we got a 15-12 game. This is part of the loser's bracket. So each of these guys already have one loss. So the next loss for one of these guys, they're going home. But as you can see, it's a hard-fought game right now. And Chris, you know, when you already got one loss like this and you're playing one-on-one, what's going through your mind?
Win this game. Keep going, keep playing. We've already went through a bunch of games already coming into the telecast, so I believe these guys are already in the money. So, you know, we got like 8 players left in the winner's bracket we're going to bring to you, and there has been some surprises already here today. And Smokey Bolen played Scott Lane earlier, and that was a great match. And Smokey Bolen actually beat 6-time world champion Matt Guy in the very first round. So, man, there has been some upsets already today, and and this is a great match right here. That's 17-12. Daniel's up, and I know both of them. Daniel's from Knoxville, Tennessee, across the mountain here at Cherokee. Smokey Bolen's from Greensboro, North Carolina. Dick Sack's Little Holes group, and man, I'll tell you what, they are fighting it out on the stage right now.
So as you take a look there, next up we got Daniel's throw. So he's just off to the right there. Smokey answers with one right in.
Now, one thing you're going to see today that we haven't seen, well, we've seen it with our tracker, with our bag tracker. Now, they're walking. There's no help, you know. They're not just throwing it one end. They're having to stop. They're having to walk all the way to the end, reset, and throw again, not just wait for the bags and get your spot and stay there. So this is going to be a little interesting. We have a 9. Is that Smokey Bolen has got a 9 and a 9.28. So, you know, that's what they're throwing. That's their average bag count is a 9 and a 9.28. That's pretty good singles when you have to stop and reset every time and walk back and forth.
Yeah, the most you can average is 12. That's what you can get on 4 throws. So these two guys playing at a very high level right now, as neither one of them want to be eliminated from this tournament. So we can watch them. Here's a distance shot here. Pushed his bag in there. Ooh, just couldn't get him to drop. He was going for both there. Smokey Bolen.
Smokey laid that up. Smokey's he's an aggressive player. He's a lot like me. He's got the confidence that he thinks he can hit every shot, and he hits a lot of them. So he's good for him to have that confidence. And Daniel's straight and true almost all the time. This is a very good game. It's 17-12, and this could change right now anyway. In one throw, this could all change.
Now you mentioned you know, it's different because you don't have partners on the other side. So normally the bags in one way or another get returned to you, and you're not moving too much, and you're staying on one side of the board and you get comfortable there. But since you have to go down to the other end of the board and start throwing from the other end for the new round, I mean, what can that do to you? What can that do to how you're throwing, your stance? I mean, is it hard to get into a big-time rhythm doing that, or is it like, hey, it's still cornhole because, like you said, each player so far has a high points per round average?
Well, when you're playing doubles, you can play to your strength. In other words, if your partner's strength is hand off the board, then you can play hand off the board, hand on the board. Now, if you're really strong on one side or the other, when you're walking in singles, one side is going to be a little weaker than the other if you're used to one side. So you have to be good on both sides. You have to be able to throw with your hand over the board. You have to be good with your hand off the board. It is very, very difficult if you don't practice by yourself a lot. If you always play doubles, it's tough. Well, some people, you know, it's singles. That's all they care about, is because that's where you get better, on both sides of the board. If you can throw on both sides, you can throw anywhere.
There you go. You just saw the last shot there.
And that's the game.
Look
Daniel
at
McClain, look at him. He's happy as he can be. Look at him.
My goal is to grow my hair like his.
You know, Daniel was a little late this morning. He had a flat tire on his way across the mountain, and he just got here in time today. And he's moving right along. He's still going, and Smokey's done for the day, but he gave up a valiant effort, and he's won some really big games so far in this tournament, and doubles and singles. Let's watch this right here. Watch this reaction. That's the game. Look at there. Woohoo! He's pumped up. Watch it.
Don't worry, buddy. I know all about flat tire and engine trouble.
Smokey's not very happy.
No.
You know, he's upset. But hey, when you play hard, you know, it takes a lot out of you because it's really mental. Cornhole is a mental game. If you're not in it in your head, you know, it's going to show.